Surviving infidelity. My cheating ex is being played, lied to, and used by the man she left me for. I mean, it's karma, right? We were struggling in the pandemic this year. He told her everything she wanted to hear, talking about giving her the luxurious life, and thinking about going serious with her. Using his fitness and looks to keep her chasing, however the only time they ever meet, is to have intercourse. She only sees him like once or twice a week. She's getting used, and the things she craves, marriage to a wealthy athletic business owner daddy, are not going to come true. But she chose him over me, erroneously thinking she is making the right choice. After our breakup 17 days ago, my friend reaches out to her and found out she regrets her decision, and misses me. She won't say it because I told her, I hope he was freaking worth it, to her face, when I found her text messages and let her confess the truth to me. She can't admit that she got played for X, and messed up a real loving relationship to be some other guy's third or fourth or fifth choice. I feel sorry for her. I also get it, because I also got played by a girl many years ago, who told me everything I wanted to hear, used me, and then tossed me aside. However, my trust is already destroyed. I understand the flaws we had in the relationship, and everything I wasn't doing is what drove her to him. I can't just take her back after all this. I don't hate her or him anymore, but I just wish she wasn't so gullible, stupid and desperate. She bet all her chips on a future with him instead of me, and ended up losing. Now for the top comments. Well, if you take her back and someone else dangles glitter, she's gone again. I am not going to take her back. Even if she changes. I don't want a sequel to this horrible movie. Lol, haha, this made me smile. Thanks for sharing. I've been learning to laugh at it too. When my heart yearns for her, I want to forgive her and take her back this month, but that yearning goes away when I remember that she fell in love with an obvious player, and tricked herself into thinking she could tie him down and be his wife. She was cheating on me with him for a while, never letting it register in her mind that maybe a guy she met on FetLife for hookups wasn't her soulmate. Oh well. Let her accept the consequences. When she reaches out and wants me back, I'll direct her back to him. Let's be real, it can be hard to see someone you cared for being used or hurt. However, she made her choices, let her suffer the consequences. She only now regrets her decision, because things didn't work out the way she hoped they would. If he would have committed to her and taken her in, she would have quickly forgotten you ever existed. Just move on and don't look back. Stay no contact with her. Even knowing all this, you won't get good closure. It's nice to have a little revenge, but it doesn't make you feel that much better. Go no contact and grieve best you can, and live a more fulfilling life. She wants to come over for Christmas with me and our mutual friends who I'm staying with. I'm not sure if it's petty or makes me look bad to tell her I don't want her over. Now for the next story. Having trust issues with new partner after ex-wife cheated continuously for 25 years. A bit of background first, and sorry if there is missing information, but I have had to skip some things to shorten this post. I, 52 male, was married to my ex-wife, 53 female, for just over 25 years, divorce finalized 1 week ago. 3 adult children, 24 female, 22 male and 20 female, DNA test proves they aren't my bio children, but I am still their dad. The following happened in the first 3 weeks of June, worst 3 weeks of my life. Walked in on her cheating with some guy who was there to fix a crack in the drywall. Found out she had slept with 54 men and 3 women since we got married. Found out she had been sleeping continuously with my best friend and his wife, since before we were married. Found out all 3 children are not my bio children. From here, I'll give some details about where I was emotionally, and how I met my current girlfriend. At this point, I had hardly slept and hadn't cried at all over the whole saga. I just felt empty. I actually decided that afternoon to end my life. My plan was to drive my boat out into international waters, and end it in a way that no one would get scarred by having to find my body. I even packed the boat with everything I would need and filled it up with gas. By the time I had finished, it was getting dark. So, I decided to do it the next day. I didn't want to be alone, so I booked a hotel room in the city and rang an escort agency. I don't know what I was thinking, I just didn't want to be alone. So, I checked into the hotel and went to the restaurant to meet her. We met, I paid her. I will call her, Angel, 25 female, and we talked. I just told her I was married and going through a divorce. Then we talked about her. Well, she talked and I listened. We ordered our meals and I ordered some wine. I tried to pour her a glass, but she said she didn't drink because she had nearly died of a substance overdose in the past, and has now been sober for 18 months. I asked about her hopes and dreams. She said she didn't have any, because she was just surviving day to day. I looked into her sad eyes, and it was like she looked straight into my soul. It actually unsettled me a bit. The meals came, and I realized this was the first thing I had eaten in a week. We chatted some more, finished our meals and started walking back to the hotel. About halfway back to the hotel, a girl on a small motorbike lost control, mounted the curb and was going to hit Angel. Out of instinct I pivoted and the bike glanced off me, missing Angel. I got a few bruises and a bit of skin off, but I was okay. At that point, I was feeling like an idiot and sore and just wanted to go home, but I had drunk a bottle of wine and was over the limit. When we got to reception, I checked out and was asking if I could leave my truck there, and call a taxi as I was over the limit. Then Angel said that she would drive my truck and I home. We got home and Angel cleaned my wounds. I thanked her, and said that I hadn't called for an escort for the usual reasons, and that I would call a taxi for her and give her the money to get home. She asked if she could stay. At that point, I didn't care about anything and said yes. If she wanted, there were beds in the spare rooms. I went, and had a shower in bed. About 10 minutes later, Angel got into bed beside me and said, she knew that I didn't want intercourse, but she couldn't snuggle up beside me and just held me with her head on my shoulder. Right then, something in me broke. I started crying uncontrollably and told her everything, every sordid detail, even my plan to end it all. She just kept holding me, and telling me that everything would be okay. Then I fell asleep. Angel saved my life that night. I woke up 12 hours later to a stunningly beautiful young woman wearing one of my t-shirts that looked like a dress on her, making me coffee. We exchanged phone numbers, but I didn't think she would actually call. She was 27 years younger and way out of my league. She rang me every day to check up on me. Then she told me she wanted to get out of the lifestyle she was in, but didn't know how. So I offered her one of my spare rooms so she didn't have to pay rent. So, we became roommates and then best friends, nothing romantic. For nearly 6 months we have spent all of our time together. My children and I had also started a new family tradition, to get together every second Sunday for lunch. 4 weeks ago, after my daughters had gone shopping with Angel, my daughters dragged me out to the backyard and said to me, "Are you freaking blind? Angel is in love with you, and she has been waiting 6 months for you to be ready." I was stunned and didn't believe them. Then my youngest daughter rolled her eyes and said, "Wake up, Dad." I walked straight inside and kissed Angel, and we have been together since. 2 days before the divorce was finalized, my ex-wife was in a car accident, broken pelvis, and put me down as an emergency contact. The hospital rang and asks me take up some things for her. I did it. She then tells me that Angel is going to cheat on me, because there is no way I can give her what she needs. I know that I have no reason to doubt Angel, and I know it's all in my head, but I keep getting this awful feeling in my gut when she goes out. I don't want it to affect what we have, but I can't stop it. Can anyone give some help to get past this? Now for the top advice. Why did you even bother to go to the hospital? Your ex-wife wrecked your life before, and somehow you allow her back in? Now your ex-wife is sabotaging your relationship with Angel and you allowed it. Cut contact with your ex-wife and ignore any emergency contact calls. You are your own worst enemy, and it is time to take control of your life. Now, is Angel still a pro? If so, are you really willing to be in that type of relationship? If not, then stop punishing her for your ex-wife's horrible actions. Good luck. Angel has not worked since she met me. You are right about the rest. Thank you. I'm okay with never fully trusting anyone ever again. Children can afford to remain blissfully unaware. Adults trust but verify. Also, don't talk to your ex ever again. Ever. I am never going to talk to her again. Thanks for the reply. Thank you for sharing your story. I'm glad you didn't go through with your boat plan. My soon-to-be ex-wife cheated almost our whole marriage. And like you, I can't imagine being with anyone or trusting anyone, even years later. So, reading your story about Angel was uplifting. When someone cheats, it is so scarring and causes us to think something is wrong with us. We lose confidence along with our sense of selves, and we can easily bring that into new relationships. Is this one going to cheat on me too? There's no way to know for sure. All you can do is get therapy to work on your insecurities, thank the universe for putting this sweet woman in your life, and hope for the best. I don't care that Angel was a pro, go get your happiness. We are not guaranteed tomorrow, even if the relationship only lasts a few years and is not destined forever, you have nothing to lose. Goddamn, after that story, you deserve a little joy in your life. Oh, and do not believe a single word that comes out of our evil ex's mouth. Cheated 50+ times for bloody sake, she only wants to manipulate you and steal your joy. She's a disgusting and vile woman. Live it up, mate. Forget what anyone else says. Thanks, mate, I am trying to get there. Now for the last story. My dad made me meet one of his girlfriends. Should I tell her he has at least 6 other girlfriends? Here is some context. I found out my dad was cheating on my mom when I was 8. They finally separated after I turned 18. Me and my mom moved out, so my dad is basically living the bachelor life. Although my mom cut all ties with him, he still insists on having dinner with me and my sister at least once a week, though my sister usually doesn't show up. I've never confronted him about his behavior before, so whenever we eat, the fact that he is dating several girls at once, is the biggest elephant in the room. That all changed beginning of the year. I swear to God, he actually sent me and my sister a message saying, "So, one of my girlfriends is insisting to meet my kids, so I'm bringing her to dinner tonight, so be nice to her, okay? Also, she doesn't know that I am dating other people, so don't bring up your mom or my other girlfriends. See you both there." What the duck? The freaking audacity of this man. He somehow thinks that this is okay. I really didn't want to go, but I had no choice because he still helps pay for part of my college fees, and I can't really afford to go against him. I begged my sister to come with me, so I wouldn't have to deal with that awkward situation alone, but turns out she wanted to go. She was fuming mad and wanted to see if the girlfriend was prettier than my mother. So, it turns out, that she isn't prettier than my mother. She actually seems like a sweet lady. Apparently, the story my dad told her was that, my mom was a horrible human. I really feel bad for her because she's clearly being taken advantage of, but I don't dare tell her the truth because my dad still scares me. What should I do? Now for the top advice. Nothing. The logical thing to do is get as much money from your dad as you can. His actions are morally reprehensible, but he's an adult, and his girlfriend is also an adult. Yes, it's horrible. You can stand up for your principles, but really, it's unlikely he will change his ways for you, but your college life will be a lot harder without the financial aid. Haha, I guess you have a point. My grandmother's go-to with meeting a new girlfriend, my cousin's, was, "But that wasn't her name last week." Not suggesting you try it, but it's funny, and effective. Out of concern, why does he scare you? Has he made threats or been violent? No, it's not that. He's actually never done anything like hit me to discipline me or stuff like that. He's always been the chill one out of the both of my parents. But when he gets mad, which is rare, he gets really scary. I still remember him toppling over a whole bookshelf and throwing books everywhere. I think that was the only time I ever got hurt by him physically, when he accidentally threw a dictionary and it hit my arm. He's like a friendly cat that you never want to see mad, I guess, because once he gets mad, all hell breaks loose. I still love my dad. He's bad, yes, but at least he ain't abusive, just selfish and manipulative who lies. The more I type this out, the more I register how bad he really is, haha. Be nice, take money, and book off sick to future dinners with girlfriends. If he can lie about fidelity, you can lie about explosive diarrhea. COVID has an array of symptoms to choose from. Pick 2 and beg off. Let the relationship implode on itself. It's not your place to say anything. It would be horrible of your dad to revoke tuition for any reason, but I could see him being really pissed if you outright said something. If I were a more clever person, and I really wanted her to know, I would hatch a plan that spills the beans, but also doesn't implicate you, but I don't know enough about your situation to offer any assistance on that. Maybe gather some evidence, pictures, etc., and send from a fake Facebook account to a few of the girlfriends, but not all. It could seem as though one of the girlfriends found out and messaged all of the girlfriends she knew about, and you can just play dumb if it ever gets brought up. If you don't have a poker face, this may not work well because if it gets brought up, you don't want your facial expressions to sell you out. Alternatively, you could just talk to him and tell him what a terrible example of moral character he is to you and your sister, and you don't want to be involved in any of his lies. So, he can either keep his personal love life away from you from now on, or you could just keep a distance from him. Also, very irresponsible with COVID going on, to not only be dating several women without their knowledge, but to bring them around his children. He is putting so many people at risk. Ugh. Sorry you have to put up with this OP. And that's it for this video guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day everyone.